Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to another beautiful night for baseball here at Phil Welch Stadium as the St. Joe Mustangs get set to take on the Clarinda A's. Another Mink League matchup here for the Mustangs as they lead the North Division by 2.5 games over the Chillicothe Mudcats right now with just a week left in the season. Looking to go to the playoffs and return as Mink League champions this year. They won in 2011 and in 2012. So looking to do it again here in 2014 as the A's come to town, also a North Division foe. They sit 8 games back right now, though, so not much of a threat here late in the season. They have a 14-18 record in league play, whereas the Mustangs have a 23-11 record so far in league play, and also 34-12 on the season. So a great year for the Mustangs. I believe that's the most wins they've ever had in a season with 34. And as we get set here, we'll run through the Clarinda A's lineup for you. Batting first here is number 16, the center fielder Gavin Golson. After him, the second baseman, number 3, DeMarco Poindexter. In the 3-hole for the A's is the first baseman, number 44, Zach Bellinger. Batting fifth is the designated hitter, number 20, Mitchell Price. Batting sixth, the shortstop, number 4, Spencer Nielsen. In the 7 holes, the third baseman, number 11, Dakota Woods. Batting eighth is the right fielder, number 26, Ethan Mohan. And batting ninth is the catcher tonight, number 5, Danny Matienzo. As Gavin Golson watched strike number 1 go by and ends up fouling one down the right field line into the concourse for strike number 2. Around the horn for the Mustangs here, and outfield from left to right, we have Sherburne, Abernathy, and Johnson out there. On the left side of the infield is Cassidy and Matthew Johnson. The right side of the infield, we have Wilcoxon and Corper at first. Behind the dish tonight is Nick Sebastian. And on the hill for the Mustangs is number 13, Miles Gully. See, Gully has started 6 games for the Mustangs so far this year. He's got a 2.13 ERA with a 2-2 record. Also 24 strikeouts on the season. So looking for number 25 here and just misses outside. Brings it to an even count now at 2-2 on the batter Golson. Mustangs coming off a road win last night as they traveled down to Joplin, Missouri. Ended up pulling one out down there in a 4-3 victory. There's a line drive in right field over the head of Wilcoxon into right field. Johnson picks it up, and Golson stands on first now after that leadoff single. Now the batter for the A's comes up, the second baseman, DeMarco Poindexter. Poindexter's played in 32 games so far this year for the A's. He's batting .246 on the season. He's got 7 doubles, 9 RBIs. Also 14 stolen bases, the second most on this A's team, behind the man that just got on base, Gavin Golson. So we can imagine he'll be taking off here anytime. He's got 15 stolen bases on the year. See what they do here is Poindexter just watched ball number 1 go by. As Gully checks on Golson at first, but back in time is Golson. Gully seems to be struggling coming off or starting in games this year. So the first couple innings has been his trouble for him so far, but he's picked it up in the later innings. So as long as he can get out of these first couple innings with no damage, we can expect to see a good start from him here tonight. As Poindexter fouled one off there to bring it to a 1-1 count. That is something that can also be said for all of the Mustang starters, is the pitching is really what's driven them to this point so far. The offense has been fairly lackluster all season, but the pitching has been on point. As we have another foul ball, brings to a 1-2 count. We have fan appreciation night here at Phil Welch Stadium tonight. Actually, free general admission for all fans that have come out to this game and put a hefty crowd in the stands. There's a ground ball to Wilcox, and he scoops it up on over to first for the first out in the game, but Golson able to stay away from a double play as he made it to second. Wilcox is not even able to make an effort on that one. But so that puts one away here in the top of the first as the first baseman, Zach Bellinger, comes to the plate. Bellinger's played in 27 games so far this year for the A's. He's batting .304 on the season. He's got a triple and 2 home runs with 21 RBIs, leading the team in that category. So a big threat with a runner in scoring position here. We'll see if Gully can slam the door on him. So we have a nice lefty-on-lefty matchup. Something that'll definitely favor Gully in this one. He throws ball number 1 high. Gully delivers and a fly ball down the right field line. Corper heading over and into the stands it goes. Just in front of the picnic table area over there. For just a high, long strike number 1. So 1-1 count on Bellinger. As Bellinger watches ball number 1 go by. Ball number 2, excuse me. So 2-1 count on him. Gully steps off, takes a look at Golson, but nobody covering the bag, so no throw on that one. Bellinger watches a nice fastball hit the outside corner, so a 2-2 count on him. Still 1 away here. I gotta tell you, it is just a gorgeous night for baseball out here. It's somewhat of a, the word I've been hearing is polar vortex. That's not correct. It's not correct because it's summertime. That's usually a wintertime thing, but cool air from the north as Golson takes off from third. A ball right past Gully. Johnson comes in, scoops it up, and not in time, says the umpire, as Bellinger is safe at first, and that puts runners on the corner now for the, let's see here, who's the left fielders coming up now, number 12, Justin Smith. I said these early innings have really gotten to Gully so far this year, and in a bit of a pickle now as we have runners on the corner, just 1 away. The left fielder, Justin Smith, now comes up to the plate. He's leading the A's in batting average. He's batting .322 on the season. He's got a home run and 14 RBIs so far. So not someone you really want to see on base with, or see at the plate with people on base. But that's the situation that Miles Gully's been put in here in this one as he deals ball 1 high, so a 1-0 count. As I was saying, we had a cool air coming in from the north, apparently. We've been hearing on the weather stations. We have about 72 degrees here at game time, I believe. So sun is shining, the cool air is flowing. Feels a little bit more like November than mid-July. This is something we're going to be having all week, so the fans will be enjoying that as they come out to see the Mustangs finish up their final homestand, the final regular season game for the Mustangs coming up this Saturday the 19th as we celebrate Christmas in July with quite a few Frozen characters coming out. That'll be a big night as we have Anna, Elsa, and Olaf coming to town. But right now it's a 2-1 count on the hitter Smith as he fouls one off to even it at 2s now. Taking a little bit of time in between pitches here as we get set for another one. As this even count at 2-2. We'll see what Gully can do here. Hopefully get his 25th strikeout of the season, but deals high there to bring it to a full count now. Gully deals just a bit low to load the bases now as the catcher Sebastian heads on out to talk to him, calm him down a little bit. Now the five-hole hitter, designated hitter, number 20 Mitchell Price now comes up to the plate. This is definitely a dangerous heart of the lineup for the A's, as you have Bellinger batting third. He's batting .304 on the season. Smith in fourth. He's batting .322 on the season. And after that, you got Price coming in the five-hole. He's batting .297 so far this year. So their top three batting averages, you can imagine, come from the heart of the lineup, the 3-4-5. As we have strike number one to Price on the inside corner. Those three also leading the team in RBIs. Price second in that category with 19. And he's got 2 on scoring position right now. He grounds one over to Cassidy. Third base on over to home and out at home for the force out. A good play by Cassidy on a short hop there. Ends up winging it on home to Sebastian covering the plate. So Mustangs don't allow a run there as Price grounds into a fielder's choice. So that's 2 away here in the top of the first. Base is still loaded as the shortstop number 4, Spencer Nielsen, comes up to the plate. Nielsen's played in 26 games for the A's. He's batting .225 on the season. He also has a few doubles. He got 3 doubles, a home run, and 13 RBIs this year. So he watches ball number 1 outside. Watches strike one hit the outside corner on a fastball from Gully. Brings it to a 1-1 count, and he looks to get out of this jam with no runs allowed. We'll see what Gully can do here. Nielsen fouls one back there. Up the netting it goes and brings it to a 1-2 count. The A's not having a particularly good season this year, as they are just 14-18 in league play, but they always give the Mustangs a run for their money, as they've beat them a couple times this year. Ground ball down the third baseline, but in foul territory. Keeps it at a 1-2 count on Nielsen. Gully deals here outside there to even the count at 2s. That's Gully's 25th pitch of this inning, so a long one and a rough start so far here. But he still has the chance to get out of it, allowing no runs, and we'll see what he throws to Nielsen here. Nielsen skies one down the first base line, and just in front of the clubhouse it lands, so no damage done there as we keep the count at 2s. Plenty of fans in the stands here on this beautiful Tuesday night, but also like to thank the viewers at home. You've been with us all season. We've quite enjoyed bringing you the live feed of the St. Joe Mustangs and this great year they've had so far. So thank you again. And there's a swing and a miss by Nielsen for strike number 3. Gully's 25th of the season. And that got them out of that bases loaded jam. So the A's able to produce nothing out of that bases loaded they had there. So they strand 3 and we'll head to the bottom of the first as the Mustangs come up to the plate. Welcome back here to Phil Welch Stadium, ladies and gentlemen, as the Mustangs come to the plate. The bottom half of the first inning, leading off for them is the second baseman Eric Wilcoxon. See, then it goes Abernathy, Hill, the designated hitter tonight. Then Corper, Sherburne, Johnson, Zach Johnson batting in the 6th hole. 7th is Nick Sebastian. Then Josh Cassidy in 8th, and batting 9th is the shortstop Matthew Johnson here tonight. As Wilcoxon brings it to a 1-0 count. Watches ball number 1 go by, and there's strike one. A good fastball from the A's starter Seth Gill tonight. Strike number 2 on Wilcoxon, so a 1-2 count. Wilcoxon lines one into center field. Ooh, a sliding grab by the center fielder, Gavin Golson, on that one. A great play by him to make the first out here in the inning. That brings up the 2-hole hitter for the Mustangs, Ryan Abernathy, to the plate. Abernathy second on the team in batting average as he's played in 40 games, batting .317 this year. Does still lead the team in RBIs and in stolen bases, as he does have 17 on the year so far. So if he gets on, watch him go around the bases. There's a fly ball into left center. Center fielder Golson moves over, makes the grab. The second out here in this one. That brings up the 3-hole hitter for the Mustangs. Excuse me. Designated hitter Trenton Hill to the plate. Go around the diamond real quick for the A's. We have in left field Justin Smith, Golson, who's made the first 2 outs in this one, or this half inning. In center field, Ethan Mohan in right. Left side infield is Dakota Woods at third, Spencer Nielsen at short. Right side we have Poindexter at second base. Zach Bellinger is at first. Behind the dish for the A's tonight is Danny Matienzo. As I said, on the hill is Seth Gill for the A's. That one trickles back to the backstop, so a 2-0 count. Gill's had 5 starts for the A's this year. He's going in 25 innings. Got a 4.68 ERA. And he's got a 2-3 record on this season. So we'll see if the Mustangs can do something here. It's the designated hitter tonight, Trent Hill's at the plate. Lines one down the left field line, just foul. That bounces into the horse corral down there. And there's Mustangs general manager Kai Turner. Hill's batting .259 on the season so far, but that's going to go down a little bit as he watches strike number 3 go by. So Mustangs end up going down 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the first. We'll head to the top of the second and see what the A's can do. Back with you here as we head to the top of the second inning. Still knotted up at zeros after one. The third baseman, Dakota Woods, coming up to the plate for the A's. Woods has played in 22 games for the A's so far. He's batting .205 with 5 RBIs on the season. 11 walks, so somebody that's patient at the plate. He'll wait for his pitch, and if he doesn't get it, he's not afraid to get on with a walk. But watch the strike one hit the inside corner there. So watch the strike two hit the outside corner on that one. Gully working the plate here on this first batter. Brings it to an 0-2 count. There's a line drive into right field. Falls in between Wilcoxon and Johnson there. So a single to lead off this inning, the way the first inning started. So we'll see if the Mustangs can get away from that leadoff hit here and make sure no runs are allowed in this one. But runner on first base now as the right fielder Ethan Mohan comes to the plate. Red Tracy in the booth right now with you as Chris Roush is on the camera, just like he always is. Doing a great job, Chris.
Thank you.
As Mohan watches strike one go by. Checked his swing a little bit, but the umpire says he went around. We'll stick with that. This righty-lefty matchup as Gully deals a curveball in the dirt. Brings it to a 1-1 count. Gully deals outside. So a 2-1 count now. Go taking a look at some other Mink League games being played here tonight. The first and second place teams in the South Division, the Sedalia Bombers and Joplin Outlaws, are going head-to-head down in Joplin. There's a fly ball into center field. Abernathy tracking it, not able to get to it as it falls in there. Mohan rounds first, heads over to second base. We have runner coming in all the way around from first is Woods to score the first run of this ball game on a stand-up triple by the batter Mohan. Very unfortunate turn of events here as Gully allows that leadoff walk, and now second batter of the inning, Ethan Mohan comes up, knocks a triple into right center field. That puts the runner 90 feet away from home after they already plated one here in the inning, still none away. As the 9-hole hitter, catcher Danny Matienzo comes to the plate. See what Kelly can limit the damage in this one. Unfortunately, with no outs, the sack fly will be able to drive him in. So, got to keep the ball on the ground or get a strikeout. What you're looking for here is Kelly does deliver the first piece of a strikeout for an 0-1 count. Fly ball down the left field line ends up going. They're not being able to be caught by the left fielder Sherburne. Thought that was going to be over the fence, but he tried to make a sliding grab at it, not able to get it. So there's a long strike for an 0-2 count. So I was saying the Sedalia Bombers and Joplin Outlaws, the first place and second place team respectively in the South Division. Joplin sits 2.5 games back of Sedalia in that race. They're in the bottom of the first right now, nothing still. There's outside for ball number 1, brings it to a 1-2 count on Matienzo. And down, or I guess over in Chillicothe right now, the Nevada Griffins are taking on the Mudcats, and they lead 1-0 in the top of the second. The Mudcats sit 2.5 games back of the Mustangs. There's a ground ball back up the middle. Wilcoxon grabs it on over to first and out at first, but the run from third base comes home to score, so a 2-0 lead for the A's here. As we go back to the top of the lineup with center fielder Gavin Golson coming to the plate. I said Gavin Golson at the plate. The A's have played 2 in this one so far. Take a 2-0 lead, 1 away here in the top half of the second inning. As Golson watches strike number 1 go by. Golson 1 for 1 on the night. He led off the game with a single into right field back this last inning, the first inning. There's another line drive now to left center field. Abernathy was shaded to right, so he's not able to get there in time. And there's another single for Golson. Golson now 2 for 2 on the night, couple singles, and that brings up the 2-hole hitter DeMarco Poindexter to the plate. Poindexter was the first out of the first inning, so he grounded to Wilcoxon in that one. We'll see if Gully can get out of this one with just 2 runs being plated, and see if we can't get a double play in the inning here. As Poindexter watches strike 1 go by. Golson takes off for second base and goes to Abernathy, not able to get to that hit into right center field. Golson was already at second base as he is heading on over to third now, heading home, slides into home, and safe for the third run in this one as Poindexter in with the stand-up double. As Miles Gully has had a rough inning so far. Very rough inning as he's allowed 3, and the pitching coach Kyle Jackson heads out to the mound to talk to him. Can only imagine what he's going to be saying after this one. Is only 1 out here in the top of the second. Gully's allowed a couple singles, a triple, and a double so far in this one. 3 runs have come across the plate for a 3-0 lead for the A's. Now the dangerous part of the lineup for the A's. The 3-4-5 hitters are coming up as Zach Bellinger is the one stepping into the box right now. It's always tough when you give up those runs, especially to the bottom half of a lineup. You really don't see those as the run producers in a baseball lineup, but today they have been, as they've let 3 runs in on the bottom half, and now you head to the heart of the lineup, just 1 away. Zach Bellinger is 1 for 1 on the night. They checked at second base before a pitch was thrown. And I guess the runner who came in from first base, that was Gavin Golson, the umpire out there is saying that Golson didn't touch second base on that Poindexter double out there. So he was ended up trying to see what's going on. I'm trying to figure this out as well as everybody else in the stands right now, but it seems like they checked. I would assume they stepped on second base. I would say that Gavin Golson did not touch, as he would be called out. And then DeMarco Poindexter started walking off the bag, and they did it again. They tagged Poindexter. So I would say that the inning's done, but we'll wait and see what the official call is after manager for the A's went out. Head coach Ryan Eberle went out and talked to the umpire, the field umpire in this one. The field umpire got done talking with him, turned around, said there was 2 outs. So it should be, I'm assuming, 2 outs with a runner on second base right now, and only 2 runs coming in for the Mustangs, or for the A's, excuse me. But after Poindexter was tagged by Wilcoxon covering second base, I think that's what Matt Johnson's arguing right now, or maybe not arguing, but having a discussion about. I can only imagine. You didn't see anything, did you, Chris? I mean, yeah, I mean, you hope the umpire has the best view on that one. He's going to be able to tell you whether that happened or not, but kind of just hanging out right now, and we'll see what exactly is the deal in this one. Is there a very lengthy discussion between Mustangs manager Matt Johnson and the field umpire in this one. So we'll see exactly, what's going on. I really don't know. So if this holds up, the Mustangs would only have allowed 2 runs here in the top of the second inning, and we'd head into the bottom half of the second. But if Poindexter is not called out, then we have a runner on second base, 2 away, and the Mustangs have still only allowed those 2 runs here in the top of the second. This is quite a bit of a conversation here between the manager and the umpire. It's gone on for 3 or 4 minutes right now. As we have the Jeopardy sound start playing. Try and clear the field. Umpire now going to talk to, I believe, second baseman Eric Wilcoxon out there. He was the guy in the middle of all of this. Both managers are talking right in front of the mound. The umpire went over to talk to the first base coach, I believe Rod Eberle, an assistant coach for the A's. I'm not quite sure what we're going to call this. Well, I guess there's no runners on base right now, so I guess they're saying that Poindexter is out. Golson did touch second base, so that's still 3 runs for the A's in this one. 2 away, nobody on base now. I don't know if they appealed to second base saying that Poindexter didn't touch, and that's how he got called out, or if they're calling him out on the tag that Wilcoxon applied on another check by Gully, but the way it stands right now is that Poindexter was called out at second base, so that was the second out here in the inning. Golson came around to score on that Poindexter double, and then that's a 3-0 lead for the A's. Here in the top of the second inning, 2 away, as Zach Bellinger, the 3-hole hitter, is now at the plate. Pretty sure I got all that right. You say it's right? All right, Chris is telling me he's thinking it's right as well, so that's what we're going to go with. We have an 0-2 count on Bellinger now. We watch strike number 2 go by.
The umpire actually made some motion left to the box. And the score was wrong.
Yeah. Was that just a bit outside on a fastball from Gully? So a 1-2 count on Bellinger. Gully delivers and a foul ball back to the fence here, so keeps it at a 1-2 count. The ground ball over to the right side. Wilcoxon moves over, makes the grab on over to Corper for the third out here in the inning. But the A's able to plate 3 runs here in the top of the second. We'll see if the Mustangs can answer in the bottom half of the inning. Welcome back to Phil Wells Stadium as we head to the bottom half of the second inning. The A's have a 3-0 lead as they had 3 cross the plate in the top half of this inning. The Mustangs went down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first, so we have the 4-hole hitter Joe Corper coming up to the plate. After him will be Mike Sherburne and then Zach Johnson due up in this one. So I'm not sure what's delaying the start of this inning. Is manager Matt Johnson is chatting it up with the home plate umpire. I assume he's still talking about what happened as Matt Johnson is now tossed from the game. The first base umpire did signal that he was ejected down the first base line, even though Johnson wasn't even arguing with the first base umpire. I believe he was I really don't know exactly what's going on right now. Johnson's still very upset about what happened in the top half of this inning. As we had an appeal at second base, a runner got called out. We weren't sure if that was Poindexter or Golson who ended up coming around to score. I think Johnson's arguing that it should be 2 runs, not 3 on the scoreboard right now. Maybe now that Johnson got ejected, maybe we can get him in here to do some explaining as to exactly what happened. As he walks back to the dugout and assume he's about to exit back into the clubhouse here. His first base coach Johnny Coy, I would assume, is now the manager as he was the last time Johnson got ejected. So he'll head over to third base. We'll see. There was a little bit of jawing going on between the home plate umpire and Johnny Coy, who moves over to the third base coach now. And apparently a lot of arguing going on. There's some down the first base line now. I'm still being talked to. That was number 32, Riker Fox, out there. Looks like he got ejected as well. I'm trying to keep up with what's going on, but I do not know exactly what's going on right now. As I'm pretty sure Riker Fox, a starting pitcher, so nothing really, no harm done there, got ejected from this one. Manager Matt Johnson, I believe, got ejected as well, so he's back in the clubhouse. Still a lot of jawing going on. We're just trying to start the bottom half of the second inning, not really know what's going on here. There's just a lot of arguing over what happened in the top of the second inning on that appeal play and everything else that went on. I don't really know exactly. Maybe we can get some answers if we see manager Matt Johnson floating around the press box or not. We have an 0-2 count on Corporate now as we finally started the bottom half of the second. Seth Gill with a good bottom half of the first, a good start to this game as he set down the Mustangs in order and had one strikeout in that one. See what Corporate can do. Corporate leading the team in batting average. He's hitting .319 on the season through 41 games played. See if he can up that here as he drives one into center field. Center field moved in a little bit, but headed on back, and Golson made the grab on that one for the first out here in the inning. That brings up the 4-hole or 5-hole hitter, Mike Sherburne, to the plate. So the final tally for Mustangs ejected here in the bottom half of the second is manager Matt Johnson got ejected, and an assistant coach, the bullpen coach Cody Cunningham, got ejected, and pitcher Riker Fox also got ejected here in the bottom half of the second, arguing what happened in the top half of this inning. On the appeal play, as Sherburne skies one on the infield, and the shortstop Nielsen moved over, made the grab for the second out. But in the top half of the second inning, we had an appeal play at second base after a Poindexter double, and the runner on first base, Gavin Golson, ended up coming around to score for the third run of that inning. And then there was an appeal play at second base. I believe they were arguing that it should be 2 runs instead of 3 on the scoreboard, as Golson, or the umpire, made a motion that Golson, I believe, was out, but then Poindexter wasn't on second base after that, so he's saying that Golson did touch second base, Poindexter did not, then he got called out. And just a big mess in the top half of the second as Zach Johnson at the plate skies one down the right field line and into the stands for strike number 1, so a 1-1 count on the hitter Johnson. We were trying to figure things out up here and not 100% sure as to what exactly happened, but to the best of my knowledge, was Golson touched second base, so he scored the third run. Poindexter got called out at second base. The manager, a couple coaches, and a pitcher for the Mustangs didn't exactly agree with what had happened or what had transpired in the top of the second. But We are moved on from that, had a few ejections, but now we're back here as a swing and a miss from Johnson. The ball gets away from Matienzo, the catcher. He's able to grab it on over to first base for the third out here in the inning. And again, for the second inning in a row, Mustangs go down 1-2-3 after whatever went on before this inning. So we'll head into the top half of the third with a 3-0 lead for the A's. Back with you here in the top half of the third inning, a 3-0 lead for the A's as left fielder Justin Smith comes up to the plate, swings at that one, not able to connect, so a 0-1 count. Having scattered information come in about what transpired here in the second inning, don't exactly know how to put it, but I believe what was called on that one was a 9-4 to 2 to 1 to 6 out at second base, which got Poindexter out in the top half of the second, but that run still came around to score in Golson coming around, and I believe what I'm hearing is that the coaches that got ejected, the pitcher Riker Fox had gotten ejected in the bottom half of the second, they were arguing that that run should not have counted since Poindexter was called out at second base. I believe that's what I've been hearing. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe we can get more clarification as the game goes on. Maybe we'll revisit the issue and see exactly what happened. But they have a fly ball into right center field. Johnson heads over, makes a diving grab on the play. A fantastic catch by Zach Johnson in right center field as he makes a leaping grab for the first out here in the inning. That brings up the designated hitter Mitchell Price to the plate. Price stands at 0 for 1 on the night. So hopefully the Mustangs can keep him off the bases here. We're trying to see if any Twitter feeds were updated after what transpired in the second inning, see if we can't get more information as it becomes available. But right now, we'll stick with what's happening in front of us, and we have an 0-1 count on the hitter Price. With one away here in the top half of the third, a 3-0 lead for the A's. We'll see what Gully can do here as he deals what looked like a curveball. And Price a little late on that one. As he hits it into the parking lot here at Phil Welsh. So an 0-2 count. Gully deals way high on that one. Seemed to miss his release point on that one as he dealt it high and outside for a 1-2 count now. There's outside for ball number 2 to even the count at 2s, and we have another update coming in about what happened in the second inning. Apparently, the Mustangs now placed tonight's game under protest after what transpired in that second inning. So, not 100% sure on what that means, but believe we will have league officials review what went on. I believe that's what that means. I'm not 100% sure, but tonight's game now being played under protest by the Mustangs after all the events that happened in the top half of the second inning. We have a 2-2 count on Price after he fouled one back there, and Gully deals low in the dirt, brings it to a full count at 3-2. Gully now misses again to bring it to a ball 4. They walk for Price. Still one away here in the top half of the third inning. That brings up the shortstop Spencer Nielsen to the plate. Bottom of the third in Joplin, as Sedalia and Joplin are still tied at 0s. It is bottom of the fourth over in Chillicothe, as it is still 1-0 Nevada in that one as well. So even if the Mustangs end up taking a loss in this one, hopefully Chillicothe gets the loss and we can keep that 2.5 game lead over them. As a foul ball there brings it to an 0-2 count on Nielsen. As Gully deals outside there for a 1-2 count. So 1-2 count on Nielsen, as there is strike number 3 hitting the inside corner for the second out here in the third inning. That brings up the third baseman Dakota Woods to the plate. Woods 1 for 1 on the night, scored the first run of the ball game for the A's back in the second inning. Kelly deal a fastball in there for strike number 1, so an 0-1 count on him. On Woods. As Woods fouls one off for an 0-2 count. Mitchell Price still on first base. As Gully loses his head on that pitch and deals inside, brings it to a 1-2 count. Still 2 away here as we look to get out of the inning with no damage done. But Woods lines one into center field, falls just in front of Abernathy, so runners on first and second now after that single. The 8-hole hitter Ethan Mohan coming to the plate. Mohan also 1 for 1 on the night. He's got a run and an RBI. He had that triple in the second inning. That ended up driving in Woods coming around from first. Gully deals ball one on the outside there. So an 0-1 or 1-0 count on the batter Mohan is now it's a 1-1 count. Watch a nice curveball from Gully fall in for strike number one. Fastball hits the outside corner from Gully, brings it to a 1-2 count now. Mustangs and Gully look to get out of this one. See what he delivers here is a check swing. He says he went around, and out is the call for Gully's, I believe, third strikeout of the night. So as the final out here in the top of the third, we'll head to the bottom half of the inning. Mustangs down 3-0. Back with you here in the bottom half of the third inning. The Mustangs come to bat with catcher Nick Sebastian heading up. Sebastian's played in 10 games for the Mustangs this year. He's batting 143 on the season. Let's see what he can do here against the pitcher Seth Gill. Gill's worked quickly through 2 innings. He's gone 3 up, 3 down in each of the first 2. So Mustangs still looking to get their first hit here in this one as Sebastian watches strike number 1 go by, brings it to a 1-1 count. As Gill deals inside, brings it to a 2-1 count now. So we continue to try and figure out what's going on here. As there's a ground ball to the shortstop, backhands it, not in time at first base as the ball short hops the catcher, or excuse me, the first baseman, Zach Bellinger. And Sebastian is safe at first as that brings up the third baseman, Josh Cassidy, to the plate. Let's see what Gill can do here as faces Josh Cassidy at the plate now. Cassidy's played in 27 games so far this year. He's batting 229 on the 220 on the season, excuse me. 3 RBIs so far, and we'll see if Sebastian can't move into scoring position and we can't get a run here in the bottom half of the inning here. As there's a ball high, brings it to a 1-1 count on the hitter Cassidy. Raphael deals high there, brings it to a 2-1 count now. We are still trying to figure out exactly what's been going on in this game in the second inning as we continue to wonder exactly what was being argued by the coaches and the players on the Mustangs bench and exactly what a game being played under protest means as Cassidy is sitting on a 3-1 count now. And there's ball number 4, so the first 2 on for the Mustangs in this inning. The 9-hole hitter Matthew Johnson comes up to the plate. Johnson has struggled mightily on the season so far. Just a week left in the season. He is batting 103 this year. And that just recently went above a 100 batting average within the last few games or so. So we're still looking for what he can do. Hopefully he pulls out some good stuff late in the season here. As he tried to lay down a bunt but pulls back, so a 1-0 count on him. As we have the ball being thrown and another bunt trying to be laid down by Johnson. Not able to lay it down as he fouled it back behind him. So a 1-1 count on him. First baseman charging in on that one. Johnson not able to keep it in fair territory. So just trickles foul down the third base line. So a 1-2 count on him now. As Johnson skies one into right center. The right fielder Mohan grabs it, tagging up from second base is the catcher Sebastian. He's able to make it in time. So runners on the corner now with one away here in the bottom half of the third with the top of the lineup Eric Wilcoxon coming up to the plate. I did just receive word that not only did Matt Johnson, Cody Cunningham, and Riker Fox get tossed from the game in the bottom of the second, but the pitching coach Kyle Jackson also got tossed. So the Mustangs can't really afford to lose any more coaches here as they only have 2 left in this one. So 3 of the 5 have gotten tossed so far. The only remaining coaches are Johnny Coy and Mark Robinette. Coy at the third base coach position and Robinette now at the first base side. As Wilcoxon watches strike number 1 go by, so a 1-1 count on him. Wilcoxon 0 for 1 on the night, as many of these Mustangs are. After the first 2 innings, went 3 up, 3 down. He lines one into right field, and that was a diving catch in right field. Out, says the umpire. Yes, a diving catch by the right fielder Mohan. Able to catch it in front of him there for the second out here in the inning. So runner still in the corner as the center fielder Ryan Abernathy comes up to the plate. He is leading this Mustangs team with 28 RBIs on the season, and his 29th could be huge for the Mustangs on this one as they still stand at a 3-run deficit. But he skies one into center field. Golson moves over, makes the grab for the final out in the inning. We'll head to the top of the 4th with a 3-0 lead for the A's. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we head to the top of the fourth inning. Mustangs down 3-0 in this one. As the catcher Danny Mattienzo now heads up to the plate. Lays down a bunt, hits it right back to Gully. Fields it and on over to Corper for a quick first out. Just one pitch, one out. As Gully works very efficiently on that one. Now we head back to the top of the lineup with Gavin Golson coming to the plate. One of the two people who was at the center of all the controversy that happened in the top of the second inning. After he came around to score and on a Poindexter alleged double, I believe. So apparently one of them got called out at second base, and Mustangs coaches and players arguing that it was Golson who got called out. Then Poindexter should have been out at second after he wandered off the bag, as there's a ground ball up the middle. Johnson fields it on over to first, and out at first is the call. So a quick 2 outs for the Mustangs here. As I was saying, Poindexter wandered off the bag after the Mustangs appealed and ended up getting tagged as well. So Mustangs players, and especially the people who got tossed, and the coaches ended up feeling that it should be a 2-0 game, as Poindexter should have been the third out there in the second inning. But right now it's 3-0 A's, as Poindexter now steps into the box. Watches strike number 1 go by, so an 0-1 count on him. Watches strike number 2, a nice curveball from Gully, so 0-2 count. Still 2 away, as Gully was looking for his first 1-2-3 inning of the game. He deals in the dirt there, so 1-2 count. Gully deals outside, brings it to a 2-2 count. Do apologize for the camera staying still on this one, as Chris Roush is down by the clubhouse talking with a few people, trying to figure out exactly what was being argued, what happened. But it doesn't matter right now. That's a swing and a miss by Poindexter for strike number 3, the final out here in the inning. As we head to the bottom of the fourth, Mustangs still with that 3-run deficit. Back with you here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Mustangs down 3-0 as the designated hitter Trent Hill comes up to the plate. Hill 0 for 1 so far tonight, as I believe he grounded out to in the first inning. He watches ball number 1 go by. Lines one into left field. Left fielder moving back, makes the grab to Smith. So there's the first out here in the inning. That brings up the 4-hole hitter Joe Corper to the plate. Corper also for 1 tonight. The only hit of the night for the Mustangs coming from catcher Nick Sebastian in this one. As they still look to get something rolling here. There's still plenty of time in this one for something to happen. I was hoping that maybe they were rejuvenated or a little life was pumped into them after a few ejections in the second inning, but nothing so far as Corper watches ball number 1 go by, so a 1-1 count on him. He skies one into right field. Mohan moves over, makes the grab for the second out here in the inning, and now the Mustangs 5-hole hitter Mike Sherburne coming up to the plate. Between innings, got to see a new game on field as we had the World Cup of Bowling. Kind of interesting, just a few bowling pins set up. We had a inflatable bowling ball and tried to kick it into them. It's kind of fun to watch, actually. That was a good time. I like that promotion. As Sherburne watches a 2-0 count. A big Tuesday night crowd here for the Mustangs, as tonight was free general admission for everybody, fan appreciation night, and they've shown their love for us during this great season we've had, and trying to give a little love back here tonight. As we have quite a bit more than a usual Tuesday night crowd. Sherburne watches strike number 1 hit the corner, so a 3-1 count. Haven't heard anything officially yet. If I had to put a number to it, I'd probably put it right around 3,000 fans out here. So that's a fantastic Tuesday night crowd as the shortstop Nielsen unable to handle that ground ball on the backhand he was going for. So the hitter Sherburne safe at first base on no attempt by Nielsen, and that brings up the right fielder Zach Johnson to the plate. Johnson 0 for 1 tonight as Sherburne takes off for second base. Johnson skies one into right center, and just being caught by the center fielder Golson. He made a little leaping grab there for the final out here in the inning. So the Mustangs leave one stranded and head into the top of the 5th, down 3-0. Back with you here as we head to the top half of the 5th inning with the first baseman Zach Bellinger coming to the plate. Bellinger 1 for 2 in this one as he had a line drive single into right field, I believe back in the 1st inning. We'll see what Gully can do in this lefty-lefty matchup. He deals high for ball number 1. Gully so far in this one, 4 innings pitched, 7 hits, 3 runs, just 4 strikeouts, and 81 pitches thrown. That was his 82nd, now 83rd pitch through 4 innings. So quite a bit of action from him as he sits on a 2-0 count to Bellinger. Gully deals high there, brings it to a 3-0 count on him now. Gully delivers inside and walks Bellinger on 4 pitches straight. That brings up the 4-hole hitter, Justin Smith to the plate. Smith 0 for 1 tonight. Does have a walk in this one. This is 3rd plate appearance as Gully checks on Bellinger at first. Back in time is Bellinger. Smith sits on an 0-1 count now, 1-1 after Gully deals a fastball low. Smith lines one into right field. Johnson heading back, makes the grab out there for the first out here in the inning. Bellinger not able to tag up on that one, so he remains at first base as the designated hitter Mitchell Price comes up to the plate. Price 0 for 1 in this one as he also has a walk, just like Smith does as well. So this is 3rd plate appearance in just the 5th inning so far. See what Gully can do against him here. Delivers a fastball hit in the corner for strike number 1. Gully checks on Bellinger again, but not in time, so Bellinger safe at first still. Price watches strike number 2 go by, so an 0-2 count on him. Gully deals in the dirt there on a curveball, so 1-2 count on Price. So 1-2 count on Price. The runner takes off for second base. A line drive into center field. Abernathy backtracking, makes the grab. guessing the hit and run was on that one, but Price not able to deliver as he flied out to center field. That brings up the shortstop Spencer Nielsen to the plate with 2 away here in the top of the 5th. As we head around the Mink League real quick, it's the top of the 5th down in Joplin. The Bombers and Outlaws still tied at 0s. Top of the 6th over in Chillicothe as the Nevada Griffins still lead 1-0 in that one. The Mustangs and Mudcats and Bombers and Outlaws, the two races, I guess I should say, here in the Mink League. The Mustangs lead by 2.5 over the Mudcats in the North. The Bombers lead the Outlaws by 2.5 in the South Division as Nielsen sits on a 1-0 count. Gully deals inside, brings it to a 2-0 count now. So 2-0 count here on Nielsen. As the runner takes off for second base. Looks like he had another hit and run on, but Nielsen not able to deliver on that one, so he fouls it back and brings it to a 2-1 count. As Bellinger walks on back to first base after that foul ball. Miles Gully now up to 93 pitches. This might be his last inning, although in his last one he went about 110, so he may have one more in him after this one if he can get out quickly here. Let's see what he deals here. He's probably throwing that fastball yet again as Nielsen fouls it off to the roof, so keeps it at a 1-2 count. Excuse me, 2-2 count. Bellinger takes off. Corper throws on out second base. Safe at second base. As the throw not in time by Corper. It was a little high as well. Johnson had to make a leap to stop it. So a pickoff attempt by Gully turns into a stolen base by Bellinger. So runner on second, 2 outs, 2-2 count on Nielsen. There's a ground ball over to Cassidy at third base. He throws on over to Force and out at first with a final out here in the inning. And the A's leave one stranded as we head to the bottom half of the 5th. Down 3-0 are the Mustangs. Back with you here as we head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Mustangs down 3-0 in this one. As the catcher Nick Sebastian comes to the plate. He got the first hit of the game for the Mustangs with a single into left field. Looking to duplicate that here and lead off this one with a hit. Seth Gill still on the mound for the A's. He's thrown 4 innings so far, just allowed 2 hits and 2 strikeouts and no runs in this one. See what his pitch count is at. I believe it's right around 50 pitches so far, but we'll wait for that to come up as now have a foul ball there by Sebastian, brings it to a 1-1 count. As we have Gill throw there outside there. Oh, actually it hit the corner for strike number 2, so 1-2 count. Do apologize if we lose video feed. I'm switching out batteries real quick on it, and hopefully this will be quick. Although I don't know how to get this one out, so I don't even really know. Now, Chris is usually up here to do this for me, but he's still trying to figure out what happened in the second inning. He's down there, but I'm gonna stick with it. There we go. Video should be back up in just a second here. There it is. All right. 3 cheers for Red. Yes. There's another foul ball by Sebastian. Keeps it at a 3-2 count on him. As Gill deals ball number 4, Sebastian takes his base there. And that puts the first runner on in the inning for the Mustangs for just the second time tonight. And that brings up third baseman Josh Cassidy to the plate. We'll actually have some movement on the camera as Chris Roush now back with me in the booth. I could have tried to do the camera, but it's kind of difficult to talk and do that at the same time. I feel like it is now. It might be just me. I don't really know. There's a line drive over third base, short hop, and a double play is turned as third baseman Woods threw on over to Poindexter covering second, who flipped it on over to Bellinger at first. So the Mustangs put their leadoff runner on, but end up grounding out into a double play, as that is now 2 outs away here in the bottom of the 5th, and the 9-hole hitter Matthew Johnson coming to the plate. Johnson 0 for 1 on the night. As he watches ball number 1 go by. Lines one to the shortstop. Nielsen is able to handle that one for the final out here in the inning. And between innings here, I'm going to try and talk to Chris, and we're going to figure out just exactly what happened in that second inning. But the Mustangs are down 3-0 as we head to the top of the 6th. the top half of the 6th inning. As we would say, 3-0 lead for the A's right now. With the third baseman Dakota Woods coming up to the plate. Woods 2 for 2 on the night with a run scored. He scored the first one of the game for the A's back in the 2nd inning. And speaking of the 2nd inning, I believe we have at least just a little more information for you here. As Chris Roush is back in the booth with me, and we have a ground ball to third base. Cassidy handles it on over to Corporate first for the first out here in the inning. I believe what I am hearing right now is that it was Cody Cunningham did not get ejected in the bottom half of the 2nd, so it was only 3 people for the Mustangs. It was manager Matt Johnson, pitching coach Kyle Jackson, and Riker Fox, the starting pitcher for the Mustangs, that got ejected. And it sounds like, from what I am hearing, is what they were arguing is that the runner from first base, Gavin Golson, tagged up, went to second base, touched second base, and then started heading back to first without touching it when he thought the ball was going to be caught, realized the ball was not caught, and then started going again and never touched second base for the 2nd time and came around to score. So they were trying to argue that he should have been out. There's a fly ball into center field, and Abernathy catches it and falls over, but still out, so that's fine, as he maintains possession of the ball after backpedaling and catching that fly ball from Mohan. So 2 away with catcher Danny Matienzo coming to the plate. As I was saying, the runner, they were trying to say that the runner did not touch second base. Golson did not touch second base for a 2nd time on a Poindexter double, and should have been called out on the appeal to second base. And then Poindexter should have been called out when he got tagged when he took a few steps off the bag. So that should have been 3 outs, only 2 runs instead of 3 runs being scored in that inning. And that's when it ended up getting the 3 guys for the Mustangs ejected, as Matienzo watches strike number 1 go by. And that's what ended up getting the 3 Mustangs coaches and players ejected. And so this game is being played under protest by the Mustangs, which means that the league can go back and review the game footage. If they find that the wrong calls were made in that one, or in this game, that the game will be null and void, I believe, and we will go back and replay it again. So we'll wait to hear what the official word is on this game so far, but I believe it also involves the Mustangs scoring some runs. There's only 1 run that is in question here. So if the Mustangs end up losing by 1 run, I think that's when they'll go back and review it. But if this holds right now, they lose by 3, and it doesn't really matter what happened in the 2nd inning. But right now we have a 2-2 count here in the top of the 6th inning. Now a 3-2 count on Matienzo. Still 2 away here. So I believe that puts the nail in the coffin for what happened in the 2nd inning. As there is strike number 3, Matienzo gets caught looking, and that is the out number 3 for the Mustangs. They've set the A's down in order here in the top half of the 6th, and they'll head to the bottom of the inning, still down 3-0. Back with you here as we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Mustangs still down 3-0. I believe we head back to the top of the lineup here with Eric Wilcoxon coming to the plate. Wilcoxon 0 for 2 on the night so far. He's got a couple ground outs in this one. So we'll see if he can get on base for the first time. Seth Gill deals outside there, brings it to a 1-0 count. So top of the 7th in Chillicothe as they are down 3-0 now to the Nevada Griffins. As Wilcoxon hits one high in the right center field. Mohan moves over, makes the grab for the first out here in the inning. We have the 2-hole hitter center fielder Ryan Abernathy at the plate. Abernathy also 0 for 2 so far in this one, but it's something that you expect to get a hit in every game, so that's got to be coming shortly here. As we watch strike number 1 hit the inside corner. For any of you wondering, that's also All-Star game tonight for Major League Baseball, and that one, the American League All-Stars are beating the NL All-Stars 3-2. So a lot of baseball action around the country right now as best players in Major League Baseball are being celebrated. Up in Minneapolis, Minnesota, as we continue just to play our games here quietly in St. Joseph, Missouri. So we have an 0-2 count on Abernathy. Gill deals high there, brings it to a 1-2 count. As I said, 3-0 Nevada over in Chillicothe in the top of the 7th, and then Joplin, it's the bottom of the 6th inning, still a 0-0 tie for Sedalia and Joplin as Abernathy grounds over to Poindexter. Poindexter on over to first base, and out is Abernathy. So 2 away now as the 3-hole hitter designated hitter Trent Hill comes up to the plate. Hill 0 for 2 so far in this one. We look to see what he can do. See if we can avoid a 1-2-3 inning for, I believe, the 3rd or 4th time in this ball game. As Hill grounds one through the hole between first and second for a single, his first of the game, and Mustangs avoided that 1-2-3 inning as Hill stands on first base now, and the big man Joe Corper comes up to the plate. So watch the strike number 1 go by, so an 0-1 count. Corper having a decent year this year. He's batting .319 on the season, but the hits he gets is not really what you would expect from him. So you expect more power, but he flies into right field. Mohan makes the grab for the final out here in the inning. So Mustangs strand another one. And as we head to the top of the 7th, A's still have that 3-0 lead. Back with you here in the top half of the 7th inning. A's have that 3-0 lead. I believe that is the right fielder. Oh, excuse me, that is the leadoff man, Gavin Golson, at the plate right now, center fielder. He is 2 for 3 on the night with a run scored. Said the run in question in this one as he grounds one down the third base line. Wait for it to roll foul, as it does roll foul. That one kind of scared, at least it scared me. I'm not sure about you, Chris, but that scared me. I thought that was going to stay fair. We were going to have the leadoff hitter on. Not only the leadoff hitter, but the speediest one of the bunch of the A's, as he does have 15 stolen bases on the season. That would not be good for the Mustangs, as they need to go quickly here. Need to work quickly here and try and get back on offense and chip away at this 3-0 lead. The time running out quickly here at Phil Welch Stadium. Just 3 innings left. Only 9 outs left for the Mustangs, so we'll see what they can do on offense in the bottom half of this inning. But right now it's a 1-2 count on Golson. He grounds one right back up the middle. Wilcoxon moves over, makes the grab, and not in time at first base. As I said, Golson, a very speedy base runner. So he was safe at first on an infield single for him. And that brings up the second baseman, DeMarco Poindexter, to the plate. Poindexter 1 for 3. He drove in Golson on, I don't know, most sports plays, infamous sports plays, have catchy nicknames. I'm not sure what to call this one. I don't know. This is the first protest of the Mustang season, so we'll call this play the protest. I don't know. It's probably a bad name, but that's all I can come up with right now. But Golson and Poindexter, the two guys in the middle of the protest. And now a 1-0 count on Poindexter. Goalie's still in the game for the Mustangs. He's at 111 pitches so far. Let's see what he can do in this inning. There's a 2-0 count on Poindexter now. A snap throw by Sebastian down to first base, but not in time, as Golson's still safe at first base. Everybody wondering, the National League All-Stars tied up the game at 3s in the All-Star contest this year. D. Gordon scored from first base on an RBI double by catcher Jonathan Lucroy in that one. So a 3-3 tie in the All-Star game right now. A 3-0 deficit for the Mustangs here at Phil Welch Stadium. We have a skied one here down the third base line. Cassidy settles under it, makes the grab for the first out here in the inning. Golson was all the way at second base already, so he had to hustle back for that one. That brings up the first baseman, Zach Bellinger, to the plate. Bellinger 1 for 2 in this contest. Like I said, Bellinger 1 for 2 on the night. Golson still stands on first in this 3-0 deficit. As the goalie deals low there. So a 1-0 count on him. It looks like I'm just checking out Twitter feeds right now, so it's kind of secondhand knowledge, but St. Joe News Press Sports tweeted out that this game is actually not being played under protest anymore. So any results in this one still stand as Golson takes off for second base and safe at second base. Fans unhappy with that one as they thought he had him, but kind of an odd play there. His goalie didn't even notice what was going on. He just stood on the mound with the ball until Golson was about 3/4 of the way down the line, 3/4 of the way to second base. So a runner in scoring position now for Bellinger. A 2-0 count, still one away here in the top of the 7th. As I was saying, this game not being played under protest anymore by the Mustangs, so any results that happen in this one still will stand. As there's a foul ball behind the plate onto the roof here of the stadium. Brings it to a 2-1 count now. There's a ground ball over the right side. Wilcoxon scoots over, makes the grab over to Joe Corper at first base for the second out here in the inning, but Golson advances to third base on the play, and that brings up the left fielder Justin Smith to the plate. And again, I'm trying to stay up to date on what's happening with this game, but it turns out from the Mustangs official Twitter account that this game is not being played under protest because the Mustangs did not protest the game before the next pitch was thrown. That's the word I'm getting from the official Twitter account of the St. Joseph Mustangs. So this game, as I said, not being played under protest after what resulted in the second inning, because Mustangs were a little late to the punch on that one. As there's a fly ball into left center field. Abernathy moves over, makes the grab. A long run from center field. We'll head to the 7th inning stretch. The Mustangs still down 3-0. Back with you here as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Mustangs down 3-0 as the left fielder Mike Sherburne comes up to the plate. Sherburne, one of only 3 hits of the ball game for the Mustangs in this one, as he is 1 for 2 on the night. After he had a single, I believe, into left field. Seth Gill still on the mound for the A's. He's gone 6 innings pitched. Just those 3 hits, as I said, no runs and 2 strikeouts in this one. So he deals ball number 1 to Sherburne there, so 1-0 count on him. Ground ball down the left-hand side. Goes foul, so a 1-1 count now. Plenty of fans still in the stands here at Phil Welch Stadium on Fan Appreciation Night. It was free general admission for everybody. Always seems pretty fun for the fans. Everybody likes something free, so why not come watch a good baseball game? As I swing and a miss there from Mike Sherburne, sets him down on strikes for the first out here in the 7th inning. The right fielder Zach Johnson now heads up to the plate. Johnson 0 for 2 on the night. Looking at Seth Gill's pitch count, he's thrown 71 in this one so far. There's 6 1/3, so I'd imagine you can see him going the distance in this one. As Johnson watches ball number 1 go outside, so 1-0 count on him. Gill deals in the dirt, brings it to a 2-0 count now. Curveball by Gill just misses, so a 3-0 count on Johnson as he looks to reach base for the first time in this one. And there it is as Gill deals high for ball number 4, so he walks Johnson on 4 straight pitches. And that puts a runner on first with 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th as catcher Nick Sebastian comes to the plate. He's 1 for 1 on the night, also has a walk back in the 5th inning. Here's the Mustangs' first hit of the night, Mustangs' first base runner of the night as well. So we'll see if he can do something here as the Mustangs need to try and get a little bit going. They sit down 3-0 right now. And Sebastian fouls one back to the roof here, so an 0-1 count on him. Seth Gill deals strike number 2, hitting the outside corner on a nice fastball by him. So an 0-2 count on Sebastian. Let's see what Gill deals here. He deals outside. Catcher looked to throw down to first base, but decides to hold on to the ball. We have a 1-2 count now. Gill deals a curveball, just missing, brings it to a 2-2 count. As we try to get the fans involved in this one to try and liven up everything here at the stadium, but Sebastian checks his swing on a ball in the dirt, so 3-2 count. Still 1 away here, bottom half of the 7th. Mustangs down to their final 8 outs in this one, as they sit down 3-0. As there is ball number 4, just missing outside. Sebastian takes his second walk of the night, so runners on first and second now as third baseman Josh Cassidy heads up to the plate. Cassidy reached base with a walk back in the 5th inning. Mustangs have been in this position once earlier in the evening. Nothing to show for it after that one. So hopefully the tides have turned here. As the Mustangs look to get something on the board late in the game here. As Gill deals a curveball in there for strike number 1. So an 0-1 count. Gill deals on a high fly ball into left field. Left fielder goes back to the warning track and makes the grab. That was, I would say, about 5 feet from being a home run to tie the game by Cassidy, but unfortunately falls just short of the wall. And we keep it at a 3-0 game. Now 2 away here for the Mustangs as a pinch hitter is being called up, and that looks like Kyle Richards is now coming up to the plate to pinch hit for Matthew Johnson here in the bottom half of the 7th. So it is Kyle Richards coming up to the plate. He's a pinch hitter for shortstop Matthew Johnson being taken out of the game. Johnson was 0 for 2 on the night. Richards played in 29 games for the Mustangs this year. He's batting .222 on the season. Also 10 RBIs. So hopefully he can get his 11th RBI of the season here as Sebastian stands at second base or in scoring position at second base. So we'll see what Gill deals here. And a fly ball into center field by Richards. First pitch swinging and out as the center fielder Golson able to make the grab out there. And we'll head to the top half of the 8th after the Mustangs strand a couple of runners, and they're down 3-0 still. Back with you here as we head to the top of the 8th inning. A 3-0 lead for Clarinda as they send designated hitter Mitchell Price to the plate. Miles Gully Day is done here. He goes 7 innings pitched, 8 hits, 3 runs, and 5 strikeouts on the night. And they bring in number 25 Redmond Floyd to pitch, and ground ball over to Wilcoxon at second base. Made the charge and makes the throw for the first out here in the inning. The efficiency at its finest for Redmond Floyd as that's 1 pitch, 1 out for him. Floyd has appeared in 7 games for the Mustangs this year. He's thrown 6 2/3 innings, got 1 win, and a 1.35 ERA so far. So looking for more of the same out of him as he looks to maintain, or cage, I guess would be the right word, cage the A's. And keep this at just a 3-run deficit for the Mustangs and see what they can do with their final 6 outs as he deals in the dirt there. So a 1-0 count on the hitter Spencer Nielsen now. A defensive change for the Mustangs. Matthew Johnson, who was pinch hit for in the bottom half of the 7th by Kyle Richards, is replaced at shortstop by Brandon Husky, now, so a defensive change for the Mustangs. We'll see what they can do here as we have a 1-1 count on Nielsen. Nielsen 0 for 3 in this contest as we look to have more of the same. Get a quick shot of the crowd as Chris Roush accidentally hit the camera there. But we're back on the game now as Floyd deals in the dirt there, bringing it to a 2-2 count. So 2-2, one away. There's a curveball by Floyd, and the first base umpire says that Nielsen did not go around, so it was in the dirt for ball number 3. 3-2 count on him now as we see what Floyd can do. As I said, Floyd's thrown 6 2/3 of an inning, has 7 strikeouts on the year. Good strikeout pitcher. There's a ground ball, takes a short hop just past a diving Husky. And into center field, Abernathy grabs it and throws it back in, but that is a single for Nielsen, the first time he's reached base tonight. And that brings up the third baseman, Dakota Woods, to the plate. Woods 2 for 3 tonight, as he does have a run scored as well. Scored the first run of the game for the A's. See what he can do here. If the Mustangs can't get a double play to get out of this inning. Woods watches ball number 1 go by. As Woods fouls one off to a 1-1 count now. Still quite a big crowd here at Phil Welch Stadium as the fans will hopefully stay to cheer the Mustangs on to a winner in this one. Right now they stand down 3-0, just 6 outs remaining. As now caught in a pickle is the runner at first, on to first base, and out at first base is Nielsen as he got caught up there trying to head to second base on what he thought was a pass ball, I believe. But Sebastian was able to drop down and block it and get Nielsen caught up between first and second. He fired it to Wilcoxon, who then fired it on to Corper for the out. So 2 away now. 0-1 count on Woods. A swing and a miss there from Woods. Evens the count at 2s. We'll see if Floyd can't get his 8th strikeout of the season. Floyd deals a little curveball and a blooper into right field. Johnson was playing in on the play, able to make the grab for the final out here in the inning. And an unconventional way, but the A's do go down 1-2-3 in this inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Mustangs still down 3-0. Back with you here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Mustangs down 3-0 as we head to the top of the order with Eric Wilcoxon coming to the plate, a new pitcher in the game for the A's as Seth Gilsday is done. He went 7 innings pitched, allowed 3 hits, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts, but the magic number is 0 runs against him, so the Mustangs not able to put up any on Gill. We'll see if they have any luck against the new guy, number 18, Quentin Mansfield, coming in as he deals inside for ball number 1. Mansfield pitched in 11 games for the A's so far this year. He's thrown in 16 innings. He's allowed 15 hits, 9 runs, 15 strikeouts for a 5.06 ERA. So a fairly high ERA for a reliever, in my opinion. So we'll see if the Mustangs can actually get something rolling here as Wilcoxon leads off this inning with a single through the gap or between third base and the shortstop. So the leadoff runner on yet again for the Mustangs. It's been, I believe that's the 4th inning now that the Mustangs have put the leadoff runner on and still nothing to show for it, as hitting has been hard to come by in this one for the Mustangs. But now Ryan Abernathy at the plate. One of the best hitters on the Mustangs team this year, so we'll see if he can't get something rolling here and put a couple runners on to lead off this one. As he watches strike number 2 go by, so an 0-2 count on him. Abernathy 0 for 3 on the night. As Mansfield deals in the dirt there, brings it to a 1-2 count now. The official attendance here at Phil Welch tonight, 3,189 fans here in attendance, so a fantastic outing for them. Hopefully the Mustangs can't get a winner for them on this beautiful Tuesday night. There's a line drive into left field, falls just in front of the left fielder, Smith, out there. So the first 2 on for the Mustangs in this one, as they had the designated hitter Trenton Hill come into the plate. So that puts runners on first and second for the Mustangs now. Trent Hill coming to the plate, a 1 for 3 night for him so far. See if he can't make it 2 for 4 and hopefully drive in another one for the first run of the Mustangs game. Not another one. We haven't put anything on the board yet. That was strike number 1 on Hill, hitting the inside corner. Nice fastball by Mansfield, so 0-1 count on him. We'll see what he can do here. He fouls one back to the netting, so an 0-2 count. Hill's had a few big hits for the Mustangs so far in his short tenure with the team this year. And we look for him to get yet another one in this contest, and we'll see if he can't drive in a run for the Mustangs. I can only imagine the backlash that'll happen if the Mustangs end up losing 3-2 in this one. I don't even know. The game, with all the arguing and everything that went on in the second inning, over the 1 run that was scored, and we'll see. If the Mustangs lose 3-2, they weren't able to protest this one, so nothing can even come of it. So it would end up just being a 3-2 loss. We couldn't go back and replay anything, so you kind of hope the Mustangs either win this one or they lose by more than 1 run, because that's going to be highly contested in the coming days if they end up losing 3-2. So we'll see what the outcome of this one is. They need to actually get a run on the board for that to even become a story here in this one, as Mansfield deals outside to a 1-2 count. Mansfield now set to deliver here. Hill fouls one off into the glove of the catcher, Matty Enzo, and out number one it is. That is a foul tip by Hill. So the first out in this one is Hill walks back to the bench, and first baseman Joe Corper now comes up to the plate. Corper 0 for 3 on the night, still looking to reach base for the first time as Mansfield checks on Wilcoxon at first, or excuse me, second base. Really no real attempt there as Wilcoxon easily makes it back in time. We'll see exactly what happens here as Corper, a big part of the Mustangs offense last season. He's been a big part this year as well, but still looking to make his mark with a heroic kind of hit. He hasn't had anything like that this year, so there's another one down the third base line. Steps on third base over to first. Not in time, so safe at first base, but Wilcoxon out at third as Dakota Woods charged on that one. All he had to do was step on the bag, which he did for the second out here in the inning. So runners still on first and second for the Mustangs. Now 2 away as left fielder Mike Sherburne steps up to the plate. Sherburne, the hero of the July 5th game, hit the first run of the season for a Mustangs player at Phil Welch Stadium. First home run of the season for a Mustangs player here at Phil Welch Stadium as he hit a 3-run bomb over the left field fence. Ended up winning that game 3-1. So we'll look to see if he can't tie it here with another one of those late in this game. We do have runners on first and second as Sherburne watches ball number 1 go by. So 1-1 count on Sherburne right now. 2 away here in the bottom of the 8th. 2 runners on for the Mustangs, and that one hits Sherburne on the wrist to load the bases as the right fielder Zach Johnson now steps up to the plate in a huge situation for him. As I said, the Mustangs down 3-0 right now. Got 2 runners in scoring position. The shortstop Nielsen goes in to talk to Mansfield. Quick visit on the mound for him. We take a quick look around the Mink League. There's ball number 1 on the outside. Take a quick look around the Mink League. It's the bottom of the 8th down in Joplin. Still a 0-0 tie between Sedalia and the Outlaws in that one. Bottom of the 8th as well in Chillicothe as they made a bit of a comeback, but still losing 4-3. There's a little blooper just behind the bag at second base, and Poindexter makes the grab. So the Mustangs strand 3 yet again in this inning. Mustangs still down 3-0. Back with you here as we head to the top of the ninth. Mustangs down 3-0 in this one as the right fielder Ethan Mohan steps up to the plate. Mohan 1 for 3 on the night. He's got a run and an RBI as well in this one. We'll see Redmond Floyd still on the hill for the Mustangs. There's a ground ball over to Wilcox at second base. Bobbles it a little bit. Still able to make the throw over to first for the first out here in the inning. We lose connection a little bit there. Chris Roush is just all over the place tonight. He knocks into the camera. He knocks into the wiring, locks it loose. I mean, come on, man. What are you doing, Chris?
Not good. Not good.
That brings up the 9-hole hitter, Danny Matienzo, the catcher for the A's, to the plate. Matienzo stands at 0 for 3 on the night, but does have an RBI. I believe he had a ground out that ended up scoring a run, with Mohan coming in to score from third on a ground out to, I believe, second base. Watch the strike number 1 go by, so an 0-1 count. As Floyd deals inside, brings it to a 1-1 count now. Now 2-1 as he deals high there for ball number 2. Still 1 away here. A swing and a miss by Matienzo brings it to a 2-2 count. We'll see if Floyd can't get another strikeout. I guess his 8th of the season in this one. See what he does here is Matienzo fouls one back to the netting. Floyd delivers, and another foul ball by Matienzo keeps it at a 2-2 count. Still 1 away here, and we'll see what happens next. Mustangs still down 3-0 after the A's put up 3 in the top half of the second. We'll get to what happened in that as the next pitch is delivered here. And a swing and a miss by Matienzo sets him down on strikes for the second out here in the inning. We'll head back to the top of the lineup with Gavin Golson coming up to the plate. Golson 3 for 4 on the night, but the only question in that stat line is the run he scored in the second inning as the Mustangs ended up peeling to second base. And I'm still trying to figure it out. 7 innings later, and I'm still trying to really figure out exactly what happened. I don't think anybody will ever really know. But apparently on the Mustangs, Golson ran to second on a fly ball by Poindexter. Ended up not being caught. Poindexter ended up on second base. Golson started going back to first, but then went back around and forgot to hit second base a second time. He came around to score. Poindexter ended up on second base, and the Mustangs appealed to second base. We thought that they called Golson out. Then Poindexter wandered off the bag a little bit. He got tagged out. The Mustangs players and coaches thought that that should be 3 outs with only 2 runs scored. But the A's ended up scoring 3 runs in that inning. And then in the bottom half of that inning, the managers and players for the Mustangs still arguing it as current manager Matt Johnson, pitching coach, Kyle Jackson got tossed, and so did pitcher Riker Fox. There's a swing and a miss by Golson for strike number 3 as 100 lucky fans just won tacos as he was the K-man of the night, but Mustangs down to their final 3 outs in this one, and we'll see what they can do in the bottom half of the ninth, down 3-0. Back with you here as we head to the bottom half of the ninth. Mustangs still down 3-0 in this one as catcher Nick Sebastian heads to the plate. Quentin Mansfield's day is done. He threw just that one inning in the 8th inning, had 2 hits and 1 strikeout in that one. And now they bring in Jason McDonald to pitch. McDonald's made 15 appearances for the A's so far this year. He's allowed 9 hits, has 14 strikeouts, 5 saves on the year, and a 4.3 ERA. So we have a fly ball into left center field. The center fielder Golson moves over, makes the grab for out number 1 here in the inning. Mustangs down to their final 2 outs in this one. We look at the Mink League scores going on right now. On the bottom of the 8th inning over in Chillicothe, the Mudcats have taken the lead over the Nevada Griffins, and they are now up 5-4 in that one. We keep an eye on that. They are just 2.5 games back of the Mustangs, but if these results hold, they will be just a game and a half back heading into tomorrow's play. Just, I believe, six days left in the season. Does that sound right, Chris? The season ends around Monday or Tuesday next week, depending upon what kind of schedule each team has. So about 6 days left. We played Chillicothe 4 times in those 6 days, with a doubleheader here on Thursday, a doubleheader there on Sunday. So still plenty of time for anything to really happen in this divisional race for the Mink League playoffs as we battle it out in the North Division. We'll see what happens here as the hitter Josh Cassidy sits on 0-2 count, skies one to the roof here at Phil Welch Stadium to remain at 0-2. Cassidy 0 for 2 on the night so far. Got a couple ground outs in this one, so we'll see if he can reach base, maybe start something for the Mustangs here. And McDonald deals high there, bringing to a 1-2 count. Still plenty of games here at Phil Welch Stadium. This is our final week here at Phil Welch as we have a doubleheader, I said, against Chillicothe on Thursday night, a doubleheader on Friday night against the Omaha Diamond Spirits. A swing and a miss by Cassidy sets him down on strikes for out number 2. Mustangs down to their last out now in this 3-0 contest right here. And we play Clarinda again on Saturday. As we have Frozen Night, Christmas in July here on Saturday night at Phil Welch Stadium. We have Elsa, Anna, and Olaf from the Disney animated hit Frozen. They'll be here at the stadium, so that should be a jam-packed one, a good end to the regular season. Hopefully the Mustangs can beat the A's, as it doesn't look like they will here tonight, but they'll have that shot on Saturday, and we'll see what they can do in that one, as we have a 2-0 count now on Husky. This is first plate appearance of the game. So you watch strike number 1 go by. Husky batting .229 on the season so far. As he fouls one back to the fence to keep it at a 2-2 count. Husky steps out of the box. McDonald taking a bit of a long time between pitches here as he stares in for the sign. Now comes set, and we get ready to do things, and inside it goes. Brings it to a full count now at 3-2 on Husky. There's another foul ball back to the netting here. Keeps it at a 3-2 count. As Husky continues to battle here in this at-bat, and we'll see if he can come up with something to show for it. As there is strike number 3 on Husky, and the Clarinda A's close out a 3-0 victory over the Mustangs. Unfortunately, Mustangs go home with a loss tonight. They move to 23-12 in Mink League play. 34-13 on the season as they take home a 3-0 loss. The A's have 3 runs tonight on 9 hits. Mustangs don't score any on just 5 hits on the night. They did have those 3 ejections, though, so that'll stand. We'll see what kind of repercussions come from this game and see what the Mink League commissioner hands down, if anything happens. Don't really know, but the Mustangs go home with a loss tonight as we keep an eye on what Chillicothe is doing over there. The Mustangs still have that 2.5-game lead. Now down to 2 games after this one. Chillicothe in the top of the 9th. They're up 5-4, so we expect them to close out that one. This will move to, there's a 1.5-game lead for the Mustangs as we head into play tomorrow. But the Mustangs off tomorrow. They'll be back here at Phil Welch Stadium on Thursday night for a doubleheader starting at 5:30 against the very team that is chasing them, the Chillicothe Mudcats. But tonight the Mustangs take a loss in this one against the A's 3-0. We'll be back Thursday night. Hopefully you can come on out to the stadium, but if you can't, hopefully you join us again on YouTube as we will be bringing you the final home games of this 2014 season right here at Phil Welch Stadium. Hope everybody has a fantastic night and stay safe.